Okay, overhand tapping section slow. We will start from the fast run up the neck into the overhand tapping section. So here it goes. Okay, so we covered the fast run up the neck in previous video. So now we're going to go into the tapping part. Before we go into that, let's talk about the mechanics and technique. First thing we want to talk about is the holding the pick, because we have to go from picking to tapping. So it's really important to learn how to hide a pick. The way I do it, if you do it like Akira Takasaki does, you want to put the pick, hide it between your middle finger. So you're picking, and then you place your pick in the middle finger. And basically, I put my pick in the middle section of my middle finger and wrap it up like that. So we hold it like that. So you pick, you hide, and what I usually do is I make sure my pick is in this position, horizontally, lay it down so the back side of my pick is against the my middle finger in the back, and the tip of my pick is by close to the front of my middle finger, and I wrap it like that. And this is how I do it. It's kind of like putting my middle section, my middle finger, hide a pick. You may want to do it differently. Everybody has it. Some people hold it with both fingers, but I use my one finger to hold it. So I hold pick it, and you place that pick in the middle finger, pick, like that. Now, if your hand is a little more sticky, when you sweat a little bit, it's probably easier to grip to change. If your hand's really cold and no sweat at all, it's really difficult to put in, go from here and put the pick in the middle finger. So anyway, so once you pick that part, and I have my pick right there, and we'll start tapping. Now once you start tapping, your left hand is going to move up to the neck. The trick is that with this part, you use your index finger, your ring finger and the pinky slightly touching the string. So it doesn't mix. So when you tap it, your fingers is blocking, lightly touching the string, blocking those strings. So you won't make out of sounds on the other strings. So basically you're picking with your index finger on this side on your right hand. The left hand, you use this two finger. You use your index finger and your middle finger. And then I use some people use the Akira Takasaki use ring finger and pinky to block it. I just use my pinky, slightly touching on the string cross. That way, and the bottom, my pinky kind of hook it to the bottom of the neck, like that. And lightly touching the string like that. So that way I can block all the string and I can still do my tapping like this and move it up and down, so sort of like the anchor. Now the reason why you hide your pick on the middle finger on the right hand, because you can use your thumb anchor your hand on top of your neck. So you got your right hand thumb anchor for your right hand, pinky anchor for your left hand, and you tap with the index finger and the middle finger on your left hand, and the index finger on your right hand. Some people, you can do it either way. If you have trouble hiding the pick between the middle finger, you can hold it with the index finger and thumb with your pick, and you tab it with your middle finger on your right hand. But the problem is that you don't have any. You have to put your hand on the body to anchor your hand. Regardless how you do it, you got to find a place to anchor it so you can get a bit better traction, more strength on your tapping, and better accuracy. Okay, so that's the reason why you got to anchor your hand. Second thing we want to talk about is when you tab, make sure you tap loudly. Don't just go. You got to tap. Make sure you hear all the note evenly. Same thing with your right hand. When you tab it, make sure you don't just lightly. So the problem is that one hand may tab louder than the other hand. You don't want to do that. You want both hands to be even, same volume. So make sure you do that. Alright, so let's talk about the first section. Now we got the mechanics out of the way. The first section, the notes are, on the right hand is a 13th fret on the E string, 14th fret on the A string, and 15th fret on the D string. In my left hand, the notes I'm playing is a 12th fret on the A string with my index finger, and the 10th fret on the D string with my middle finger. Okay, so those are the notes. Basically what I'm doing is, the notes I'm playing here basically is an A minor scale. So it's basically 12, 14, 15 on the A string, 12, 14, 15 on the D string. We are playing those notes just in different position. The 13th fret, the first note we play, that's basically the 15th fret on the D string. It's just octave lower. The same note. And you got the 14th fret on the A string. That's basically your major second interval of your A root note. So your A note is on 12th fret. Major second is 14th fret. Okay, and then you have the minor third of A, which is the 10th fret on the D string. See, the 15th fret on the A string is the same as the 10th fret on the D string. Okay, so just a little bit of theory behind it. So there's an A minor scale what we're playing there. Now the tapping part, so you go one note on the right hand, one note on the left hand. Start from the 13th fret on the E string, 12th fret on the A string, 14th fret on the A, 10th fret on the D, 15th fret on the D, back to 12th fret on the A, so it's 13, E, 12, A, 14A, 10 D, 15 on the D, 10 D again, 14 on the A, 12 on the A. Again, because you're blocking the string with your pinky, So you muting the string so you don't hear the other sound. But make sure you get the tap loudly. The second section, you play that twice. Second section. What I'm playing here is an E major into A major triad. The scales are A12, E12, A11, 14th fret on the A, and the 14th fret on the D string, and then we added a minor 6, which is 15th fret on the A string, so that complete the triad. Basically, is an E major triad with a minor 6. We're just playing differently. So when we tab it, what we're playing is a play on the right hand. We tab on the 12th fret on the E string, 14 on the A, 14 on the D. The left hand, 11th fret on the A string, 10th fret on the D. Okay, so the pattern is sorry. So 12th fret on the E, A11, A14, D10, D14, D10 again, A14, 11 on the A, so far we have this. Third section. Okay, the notes are 10th fret on the A. On the left hand is 10, A, D12, G12, and on the left hand is D9 and G7. What we have here is basically a G major triad. It's like a G power chord. We've added major third. We just break it up. We just break that chord up into two different hands. That's all it is. Same notes. So the notes are, start from the 10th fret on the A string, 9th fret on the D, 12th fret on the D, G7. That's right, the same note as the D12, the same note as G7. G12, G7 again, D12, and then D9. So we got our two notes sounding each other. It's kind of cool like that. So far we have this. Last section. Oh, sorry. Okay. So let's talk about a chord first. What we're doing here, we are playing it's a D minor, because you got a D note, then you got a minor third. So it's like a D minor chord. If you play a D minor bar chord, that's what it is. So D minor triad. A D, F note, which is a minor third, and a perfect fifth. Perfect fifth of the D, which is a note. It's a D minor. Okay, so the pattern is start on the B string, 10th fret, B10, with your left hand, and right hand with your middle finger, 8th fret on the A string. 10th fret on the G string with your left hand. 10th fret on the right hand, left hand on the low E string. 12th fret on the D string. 10th fret again on the low E string. And then you do that twice. And you do that again. It ends right there. So slowly again. B10, A8, G10, E10, D12, E10, repeat it again, B10, A8, G10, E10, D12, E10, B10 again, A8, G10, E10. Slowly. Sorry. Do it again, slowly. So that's the whole pattern. Start from the top slowly. Next part, switch your hand. We finish overhand tapping. You tap on the 12th fret on the D string, pull off, hammer on 5 and 7th fret on the D string with your left hand, and tap the 10th fret on the G string, pull off on the 7th fret, pull off the 5th fret. So again, do that twice. I use my when I get to my G string, I use my pinky and pull off. Do that twice, and this third time, do the 12th fret tapping with your right hand on the 12th fret on the D. Pull off, open, hammer on the 4th fret and the 7th fret on the D string. Tap on the 10th fret on the G string. Pull off on 5th fret and 4th fret on the G string. Now on the record, he does that twice, the last part. Live, he only does it one time. That way, Akira has a little break before he goes into the next rhythm section. So that's pretty much the whole thing on the tapping part. So let's go over the whole thing slowly again.